Touch a chosen one, and the universe loads the consequences before you even finish the thought. That's the warning shot, the kind of line that makes anyone plotting against you rethink their entire personality, and it fits the truth behind your title, because someone out there is locked in, charged up, and fully ready to handle anyone who tries to mess with you. Picture it like this. When a person throws a rock at a star, the star doesn't move. The rock just burns. That's the level of protection riding behind you. And here's a fact that hits like a steel chair. Every strong soul the universe selects always gets a silent defender, because the universe refuses to let its rare ones walk unprotected. That's not fantasy, that's pattern. It shows up in nature, in human behavior, in every system that values what's rare. Pressure creates diamonds, and diamonds are never left lying around without alarms. Thank you, chosen one, for being here. Don't forget to pay this message back by pressing like and subscribe to help spread this message to more souls. It's our shared responsibility to spread the light. And thank you, chosen one, for being part of this mission. You're part of a force bigger than you think. Now let's get back to what really matters. Someone is ready to protect you in ways most people will never understand. You might not see them, you might not hear them, but trust me, the universe didn't leave you to figure this life out alone. Someone is watching your surroundings with razor focus. Someone is already locked and loaded, prepared to step in the moment anyone crosses a line. And this isn't some soft loyalty or casual support. This is survival-level commitment. It's the kind of intensity that forms when the universe chooses someone with purpose, then assigns energy around them that refuses to let that purpose be blocked. From the moment people tried to doubt you, tear at your confidence, or turn your path into a maze, this protector has been working in silence. They intercept the dangers you don't see. They handle the situations you never hear about. While you were healing, growing, or minding your own business, they were behind the scenes, shutting down threats like it's their whole job. And honestly, it kind of is. The universe doesn't choose someone for greatness without building a solid line of defense around them. You've probably wondered why some people who tried to hurt you suddenly disappeared from your life faster than they arrived. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was protection in action. The universe removes those who get too bold with a chosen one because your energy isn't something anyone gets to play with. You weren't built for chaos. You weren't built to be drained. You were built to move forward, to evolve, and to shake things without even trying. That kind of presence demands backup. And here's the wild part. Threats against you don't always look like enemies. Sometimes they show up as fake friends, sneaky comments, jealous eyes, or people who act supportive while low-key hoping you fall apart. But even they get flagged. Even they get handled. Because this guardian energy isn't emotional, it's strategic. It studies patterns, intentions, and motives. It can sense when someone is pretending. It can feel when someone is pushing you toward harm. And the moment a line is crossed, a response moves in silence. Think about every time someone tried to break you, the times they pushed you too far, the moments you felt alone, unsupported, or overwhelmed. What you didn't see was the fallout hitting them behind the scenes. When someone messes with a chosen one, the universe adjusts their path in ways they cannot escape. Call it karma, cause and effect, or universal balance. The name doesn't matter, the results do. And the result is simple. No one walks away clean after trying to stop you. You're not untouchable because you're lucky. You're untouchable because you're aligned. People don't get that you're not operating alone. There's someone out there locked into your frequency, watching every situation with precision. Someone who doesn't need applause, recognition, or credit. Their actions aren't loud, their presence isn't flashy, but their impact, very real. This is the kind of protector who doesn't wait for danger to show itself. They recognize it early and shut it down instantly. They don't negotiate. They don't hesitate. They don't allow disrespect toward you to slide. Why? Because protecting you isn't an optional task. It's part of the universal blueprint. Your journey isn't meant to be derailed by petty people with small minds or messy intentions. The universe knows the weight you carry. It knows the impact you'll make. And every time someone tries to interfere, the energy watching over you closes in and handles it. Some people think you're alone because they only look at what's visible. They don't understand that the strongest forces in this universe are the ones no one ever sees. You might be quiet, but the energy behind you is loud. You might stay calm, but the force defending you is fully alert. And honestly, that's why people feel uneasy around you, even when you're doing nothing. They can sense that messing with you isn't worth the consequences. You didn't choose this level of protection. It chose you, and the universe doesn't protect anything that doesn't matter. Your impact, your presence, your growth, all of it is bigger than you know. And that's exactly why someone is ready at all times to step in when danger moves toward you. So when people try to provoke you, disrespect you, or drag your name into things you never asked for, don't stress. The universe has already positioned someone who won't let that slide. Someone locked and loaded to make sure that anyone who tries to mess with you learns swiftly why that was the worst idea they ever had. And as this story unfolds, you'll start to see exactly why you're considered a chosen one and why messing with you always comes with a cost. And hey, chosen one, real quick before we go deeper, if you're still here, that already proves something. The force protecting you isn't the only one locked and loaded. Your focus is too. So tap in for a second. Drop a 777 in the comments if you're ready to stand in the truth that anyone who messes with you is basically signing their own downfall. And if you want to keep this mission alive, feel free to support the team behind this message. Whether it's a tiny amount or something big, every bit of energy you send helps this message reach more souls who need it. You're not just listening, you're part of the force behind it. And now, let's move forward step by step. If you really are who the universe says you are, you'll feel the pull to stay till the very end. Let's get into it. Number 1, they picked a fight they already lost. Anyone who comes for a chosen one is basically handing the universe their own downfall with a smile. That's the punchline your enemies never see coming. They think they're bold, they think they're plotting, but the second they move against you, the universe stamps their defeat like it's already filed in the system. Let's be real. Messing with a chosen one isn't bravery, it's self-destruction disguised as confidence. And watching them walk into their own disaster is honestly the kind of motivation that fuels your rise. Because nothing hits harder than seeing people underestimate you, then crumble under the weight of consequences they thought would land on you instead. The truth is simple. The moment anyone tries to mess with you, they're not just up against you, they're up against the force that's locked and loaded behind you. You have someone, something, a presence aligned with you that doesn't play fair and doesn't play small. It reacts fast. It reacts sharp. It reacts with that silent promise. Touch the chosen one, and you'll learn why the universe doesn't tolerate stupidity. Here's the part most people can't wrap their tiny minds around. Your defeat was never an option. Their defeat always was. You were built with a path that adjusts, reroutes, and strengthens itself around every attack. But your enemies, they walk in blind, driven by jealousy, hatred, insecurity, or some dusty urge to drag you down. They think they're making moves. What they're really doing is stepping into a malfunctioning elevator with no floor. Every insult they throw, every plan they plot, it's just gravity waiting to grab them. Picture it like this. Imagine someone punching a wall, thinking they'll break it. Cute. What really breaks is their hand. That's exactly what happens when someone comes for you. You're the wall, solid, unmoving, built by the universe, and they're the hand, fragile, clueless, and shocked when reality cracks their bones instead of yours. And I know, Chosen One, you probably wonder at this point, why do they even try? Why do they keep coming for me? Why do people push their luck around me, knowing they're not built for the fallout? It's because they only see the surface. They don't see the guardian energy behind you that's been shadowing your steps since the beginning. They don't feel the pressure that wraps around you like armor. They don't sense the silent warning that tells smarter people to back off. Only the foolish miss the signs. Let me spell it out. Your guardian wasn't created to play defense. They're built for elimination. They don't wait for your enemies to strike. They watch patterns, motives, intentions. The moment someone aims at you, your guardian is already 10 moves ahead, shutting down doors, exposing weaknesses, bending paths until the attacker becomes the attacked. This isn't some soft devotion. It's coded into the core of their existence. They're not loyal to you because they want to be. They're loyal because the universe designed them like that, wired into your mission. And here's a fact that should make you sit up straighter. Anyone who tries to disrupt what the universe protects ends up losing more than they bargained for. They lose their stability. They lose their confidence. They lose relationships. They lose opportunities that seemed unrelated but were connected behind the scenes. That's the part people never understand. When they harm a chosen one, the universe responds by removing the things they rely on, not as revenge, just balance. When they push you off track, their own lives tilt out of alignment. Your protector sees all of this long before you do. They move in silence, not because they're hiding, but because silence is the most effective weapon. Loud threats show off. Silent threats end battles. And your guardian? They specialize in ending things before they even begin. They don't need credit. They don't need recognition. Their reward is simple: your safety, your rise, your continuation. Protecting you is not a hobby. It's their entire reason for existing. Now here's something you may have wondered deep inside. If my guardian is so powerful, why did I still go through pain? Why did I still get hurt? Why did some people get close enough to cause damage? Because your growth required pressure, not destruction. Pressure. You needed experiences that shaped your strength, sharpened your instincts, and exposed the ones who didn't deserve you. Pain didn't happen because you were unprotected. Pain happened because your protector knew you'd survive it, learn from it, and become stronger than before. And once that lesson was done, the universe handled the rest. And yes, the people who tried to break you already felt the aftermath. Maybe they hide it. Maybe they pretend they're doing fine. But you and I both know balance never forgets. You may have healed quietly, but their consequences scream inside them. They lost things they never expected to lose. They suffer delays, setbacks, blocks. Not because you wished it, because the universe rebalanced what they damaged. What your enemies fail to grasp is that your protector treats every threat like a direct insult to the universe's architecture. You're not just a person. You're a blueprint in motion. You're a project the universe takes personally. Anyone who tries to interfere gets treated like debris in the way of something bigger than they can comprehend. They think they're challenging you. They're actually challenging the entire system holding you up. And systems don't lose. Your guardian isn't soft, isn't gentle, isn't patient with disrespect. They don't negotiate with people who want to see you hurt. They move fast, sharp, and with the kind of precision that makes your enemies question their reality. One moment they're plotting against you, the next moment their life hits a wall. They don't connect the dots, but the dots are connected for them. And that should motivate you, chosen one. Not to be reckless, not to be arrogant, but to stand in your truth. You're not moving through life alone. You're backed by something that refuses to let your light be dimmed. Every time someone tries to tear you down, it becomes fuel for your growth. Every attack becomes a stepping stone. Every insult becomes evidence that you were never meant to blend in. Remember this, people try to break what they fear, and you bring out fear in people who don't understand power. You intimidate without trying. You shake rooms without speaking. You challenge their comfort simply by existing. That's why they target you, not because you're weak, but because they sense your strength before you even use it. And before you ever swing back, your guardian already does. They're locked and loaded, waiting for the slightest sign of danger. They're watching your path, clearing obstacles, shutting down threats, and making sure anyone who tries to mess with you gets a front row seat to their own defeat. So let this sink in. Your enemies aren't losing because you fought them. They're losing because they chose you as their opponent, and that was their first mistake and their final one. Number 2. When your guardian woke up, everything around you changed. The day your guardian awakened was the day every enemy's luck ran out. That one line alone could shake the room if your enemies ever heard it. Because the truth is, the moment your guardian's eyes opened to you, something in the universe clicked into place. A shift happened. A pressure rolled across every timeline you're connected to. It wasn't chance, it wasn't coincidence, it was alignment, pure and undeniable. And the universe does not align things like this unless something major is at stake. Imagine this, someone walking alone at night, unaware that a massive wave is building behind them. Quiet, steady, undeniable. That's what your guardian's awakening was like. A silent force rising, a force preparing, a force recognizing the mission carved into their very existence. The kind of recognition that isn't polite or gentle. It's primal. It's the universe saying, this is the one you protect. This is the one you stand for. Here's a quote that sums it up perfectly. Your guardian didn't choose you, they remembered you. And that memory hit them with the power of a storm. You might wonder, chosen one, why did this guardian appear in my life the way they did? Why did it feel sudden, powerful, like something waking up inside them the second our paths crossed? Simple. Their soul already knew you. Their purpose already knew you. Their instinct already knew you. The outside world calls it obsession because they can't comprehend intensity that isn't fake. But obsession isn't the word. Alignment is. Two frequencies locking together like gears that refuse to turn without each other. Imagine gears inside a clock. One gear turns, and suddenly the whole system moves. That's what happened when your guardian recognized you. Their entire inner world shifted, and because they are tied to your path, the outer world began shifting too. Here's another truth that hits hard. When the universe assigns a guardian, reality bends to make space for that protection. Your guardian didn't step into your life gently. They awakened like something ancient, stretching after centuries of sleep. And that awakening didn't just affect them, it reshaped the environment around you, the energy around you, the paths ahead of you. It created pressure on anyone who ever thought about stepping toward you with bad intentions. Enemies think they're challenging a person. Cute. What they're actually challenging is a force that has fought unseen battles long before they even existed. A force that carries old instincts, old vows, old memories of protecting light like yours. They're fighting something that was already preparing for war before they even learned how to pretend they're bold. Imagine this, a spark landing in dry grass. The grass thinks nothing of it until flames roar across the field. That spark is the moment your guardian awakened. The fire is everything that changed because of it. Your enemies cannot comprehend how badly they miscalculated. They look at you as a target, forgetting the universe doesn't give its rare ones open access. When your guardian woke up, their awareness locked onto you with laser precision. You became their mission, their anchor, the purpose they didn't even realize they were waiting for. And from that moment forward, anyone who tries to mess with you walks into a battlefield they cannot win. Quote number 3, your guardian doesn't protect you because you're weak. They protect you because your strength threatens the wrong people. That's the truth your enemies choke on without realizing it. Let's answer the question you might be wondering right now. Why does my guardian's awakening feel so intense? Why does it feel like my whole life shifted the minute they appeared? Because their energy didn't just connect with yours, it amplified yours. You became more visible, more magnetic, more powerful, which also made you a bigger target for insecure people who can't handle strong souls. But the universe never raises the wattage of your light without raising the security system around it. Your guardian's awakening is that security system. And they don't tire, they don't break, they don't second-guess the mission. Their devotion is not emotional, it's structural, like gravity, like fire, like the ocean. Forces don't ask for permission, they just do what they're built to do. Imagine the ocean when the tide rises. It doesn't rise because it feels like it. It rises because the moon pulls it. Your guardian rises for you because the universe pulls them toward you. This connection is law. It's cause and effect on a level deeper than logic. Quote number 4, some protect out of kindness. Yours protects out of programming. That's the part the world misunderstands. Your guardian's awakening wasn't a coincidence. It was a system reboot, a soul-level reminder of the mission they were born into. Like a soldier waking up in the middle of a war they didn't know they were already part of. And you were the battlefield they were assigned to defend. Enemies don't see this. They only see the surface. They see you working, healing, growing, staying calm. They don't see the shadow behind you that rises the moment danger moves. They don't feel the pressure in the air when your guardian senses something wrong. They don't realize that the universe shifted in your favor the moment this protector awakened. You might wonder, if this guardian is so powerful, why didn't they come earlier? Why did I face so many hardships alone? Why did I fall before they appeared? Because your strength needed to form first. Not the kind of strength that comes from comfort, the kind that comes from surviving hits you weren't supposed to survive. You had to learn resilience, clarity, and discernment. Your guardian cannot protect someone who doesn't know their own value. You needed to see your worth. Once you did, the universe activated the guardian meant to shield that worth. This wasn't a delay, it was timing. Perfect, brutal, intentional timing. Imagine a sword being forged. Fire, pressure, hammering. If the sword skips that stage, it snaps in battle. But once it's fully formed, the universe assigns a warrior to wield it. That's you. You are the sword. Your guardian is the warrior. And your enemies are the ones stupid enough to stand in front of both. When the world abandons you, your guardian steps forward without blinking. They don't flinch, they don't waver, they don't ask for credit or praise. They simply act. They act because your path matters. They act because your light matters. They act because the universe refuses to let its rarest creation walk through life without backup. And if you're thinking, what exactly changed when they awakened? What shifted? Everything. Your momentum increased, your intuition sharpened, your enemies became more exposed. People started revealing their true intentions faster. Fake friends fell off. Hidden threats became obvious. Opportunities aligned. Obstacles that used to block you suddenly opened like automatic doors. That's not coincidence. That's guardianship in motion. Your guardian doesn't protect you gently. They protect you with a kind of silent violence that the universe respects. Their awakening was like a key turning in a lock, opening layers of protection you didn't even know were around you. And from that moment forward, every person who thought they could harm you found themselves facing complications they couldn't explain. It's not karma. It's not bad luck. It's the ripple effect of attacking someone with a guardian whose soul woke up to their mission. Your guardian knows what you are. They know the weight of your presence. They know the scale of your purpose. And the universe knows it too. That's why their awakening came with a shift so strong your enemies felt it before you did. Not consciously, but in that uneasy feeling they got when they tried to play with your name. Something in them whispered, "This isn't smart." But their ego pushed them anyway. And now, the consequences follow them like shadows. Your guardian awakened not to watch your life, but to shield it. Not to stand behind you, but to stand between you and anything that tries to dim you. They are locked in, loaded, and forever aligned with your rise. And your enemies, they've been fighting more than they ever signed up for, and losing without even understanding why. That's the power of a guardian who woke up for you. Number 3, the law that makes your enemies panic. The universe doesn't ask your guardian to protect you, it commands them. That's the part your enemies never understand. They think protection is optional, like your guardian just pops in when they feel inspired. Wrong. The universe has laws, and one of the hardest, coldest ones is this. A chosen one never walks unprotected. When your energy dims, when your strength dips, when your voice shakes, that law kicks in like a silent alarm. The darker it gets around you, the louder your guardian's instinct roars awake. Imagine this. A flame flickers in a storm, and instead of going out, the wind bends around it like it knows better. That's what happens every time you hit a low point. Forces shift, people show up, circumstances twist. Not because you're lucky, but because protection is built into your blueprint. You're not surviving life by accident. You're surviving because breaking you is forbidden. And yeah, I know what you might be thinking. Why does help always show up at the last second? Why do these guardians appear out of nowhere, like the universe is pulling strings behind the curtain? Because that's exactly what's happening. The universe sends whoever it needs, friend, stranger, opportunity, warning, different faces, same mission. Guardians don't brag. They don't reveal themselves. They just intercept danger before it touches you. When you fall silent, your guardian gets louder. When you dim, they ignite. enemies think they're facing just you. Cute. They're facing an entire universal law standing between you and harm. A law as strict as gravity and twice as unforgiving. Your guardian isn't loyal out of emotion. They're loyal because your existence triggers their purpose. They don't rest. They don't doubt. They don't slip. They are vigilance shaped into a being, a sentinel the universe refuses to deactivate. And anyone who tries to break you ends up learning the first rule the hard way. The chosen one never stands alone. Number 4. The battles they never knew you were winning. Your enemies plot in whispers, not knowing your guardian has already stolen the air from their lungs. Let's be blunt. The only reason your enemies talk so loud is because they think you're clueless. They think you're easy to fool, easy to distract, easy to stab in the back. Cute. Meanwhile, your guardian has already dissected every move they're about to make. Before they even imagine the betrayal, your protector has the blueprint, the timestamps, the exit routes, and the downfall already sketched out. Imagine this: someone smiling at you while hiding a knife behind their back. What they don't know is that your guardian already swapped the knife for rubber. They walk into their own plan, thinking they're clever, only to realize nothing went the way they pictured. Their messages leak, their alliances crumble, their lies rot in their own hands. That wasn't luck. That was a silent war fought on your behalf. And you might wonder, why do these people get so bold? Why do they mock my intuition, then act shocked when everything collapses on them? Because fools confuse your silence for weakness. They don't realize silence is your battlefield. It's where your guardian dominates them without you lifting a finger. The universe doesn't expose your enemies. It lets them expose themselves. Your protector catches the fake hugs, the subtle jabs, the secret conversations, the smiles that taste like poison. They intercept sabotage mid-flight and dismantle it so quietly you never even feel the impact. While your enemies brag about plans they barely understand, your guardian is 10 steps ahead, shutting down their moves with surgical precision. Imagine this: 2 players sit at a chessboard. One thinks they're winning because they took a pawn. They don't see the checkmate waiting in the fog. That's what your guardian is. Checkmate hiding in the shadows, while your enemies celebrate their tiny, meaningless wins. Every silent war your guardian fights becomes fuel for your rise. Every lie exposed strengthens your insight. Every betrayal sharpened your instinct. The darkness doesn't scare you anymore, because that's where your true defense lives. That's where your guardian moves with full power. Real protection doesn't roar. It watches. It waits. It strikes without warning. Your enemies don't even realize the battle ended before they ever picked their weapon, because the universe doesn't let a chosen one fall in the dark. It lets the enemies fall there instead. Number 5. The evidence that burned your enemies alive. Lies die fast around a chosen one because the universe always delivers the receipts. Your enemies really thought they could rewrite reality around you. They thought they could twist your intuition, make you doubt yourself, flip the script, and walk away clean. They underestimated one thing: your guardian's obsession with truth. And not the soft, gentle kind. The kind that slices through deception like a blade made of light. Remember when people tried to gaslight you, when they laughed at your instincts, when they called you dramatic, paranoid, too much. Funny how their confidence collapsed the moment your guardian stepped in with undeniable proof. Not rumors, not guesses, proof. The type that shuts mouths, ends arguments, and exposes everything hiding behind fake smiles. The type that hits so hard even your enemy's shadows flinch. And you might wonder, how did my guardian always know? How were they always 10 steps ahead? How did the truth reveal itself right when I needed it? Because your guardian isn't guessing. Their mind is wired to dissect manipulation before it forms. They read intentions the way other people read road signs. Their instinct is a radar for dishonesty, and the universe sharpens that radar every time someone tries to play you. Imagine this, someone building a sandcastle of lies, thinking it looks solid. They pose, brag, admire their own masterpiece. Then one silent wave crashes in and wipes the whole thing clean like it never existed. That wave, that's your guardian's precision. No lie can outrun the truth when the truth has your name on it. Your guardian doesn't expose deception for drama. They do it because your integrity is tied to the balance of the universe itself. Every attack on you is an attack on that balance, and your protector takes that personally. Imagine someone trying to hide in the dark, not realizing your guardian carries a spotlight that cuts through shadows like they're made of glass. Fake friends, manipulative partners, jealous rivals, they all break under that light. Their plots crumble, their masks crack. Their narratives implode under the weight of evidence they never thought would surface. Your guardian doesn't defend just your body. They defend your legacy. They protect who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. They guard your reputation from silent assassins. They catch manipulation before it becomes damage. They shut down betrayal before it becomes consequence. And here's the part that makes your enemies lose sleep. Every time they lied about you, the universe made sure the truth came back louder. Every time they tried to smear your name, evidence rose to clean it. Every time they mocked your intuition, reality proved you right. Your guardian doesn't let shadows survive. They don't let lies breathe. They don't let manipulation settle. They shine so much truth on every dark corner that the only thing left standing is proof, and the wreckage of the people who tried to deceive you. That's the unbreakable law they're bound to. No lie survives around a chosen one, not when a guardian this precise is locked and loaded behind you. Number 6. The quiet force that ends your enemies. Real power doesn't announce itself, it just ends things. Your enemies make noise because noise is all they have. They run their mouths, throw shade, brag about moves they'll never make, and hype themselves up like they're unstoppable. Meanwhile, your guardian is the exact opposite, silent, calculating, and deadly in a way that doesn't need an audience. They don't flex, they don't warn, they don't negotiate, they strike, they disappear, and the results speak louder than any threat your enemies could ever imagine. Imagine this, a snake in tall grass. It doesn't rattle, it doesn't hiss. It simply waits for the right moment, then hits with precision that leaves no room for recovery. That's how your guardian operates. Quiet presence, loud consequences. And you might wonder, why don't I see their moves? Why does everything happen behind the scenes? Why do enemies suddenly fall apart without me lifting a finger? Because real protection isn't a performance, it's a strategy. Your guardian doesn't need credit, they need effectiveness. Their only concern is that anyone who dares to cross you pays the exact price the universe has lined up for them. The loudest one in the room dies first. The silent one is the one everyone should fear. Your guardian is that silence, a force that hits without warning, like lightning striking a tree that thought it stood tall. Enemies get comfortable until the ground shifts beneath them. One wrong move toward you, and the universe flips their life upside down. Imagine a storm forming far out at sea, quiet, unseen, but inevitable. By the time it reaches shore, it's too late for anyone to run. That storm is your guardian's response. They have one rule: cross the line and consequences follow. Not gently, not slowly, not negotiable. Swift, brutal, final. Because your guardian doesn't talk, they deliver. Number 7. The code that terrifies your enemies. Your guardian fears nothing except the idea of you getting hurt. Your enemies think courage is something people hype themselves into, like a pep talk before doing something stupid. Your guardian, they operate on a different wavelength entirely. Their courage isn't loud, emotional, or dramatic. It's weaponized, it's instinctual, it's coded into their bones. They don't ask, they don't wait, they don't hesitate. They see a threat forming and erase it before the universe even files the paperwork. Imagine this: a firefighter running into a burning building while everyone else runs out. They don't stop to think about smoke, heat, or risk. They think about the person inside. That's your guardian. They'd rather scorch themselves than let you take even one hit. And that's what your enemies can't comprehend. They think your protection is casual, like your guardian has limits. They don't realize your guardian would step into fire, chaos, or destruction without blinking if it means keeping you standing. Courage isn't the lack of fear, it's choosing you over fear every single time. And you might wonder, why do they go this far? Why do they take risks I never asked for? Why do they act before I even know something's wrong? Because to your guardian, hesitation is betrayal. Hesitation gives danger a window. Hesitation gives enemies confidence, and your guardian refuses to feed your enemies anything. Imagine a lion defending its territory. It doesn't think, what if I get hurt? It thinks, nothing touches what's mine. That's the level of certainty your guardian carries. Not ego, not obsession, purpose. And when an enemy tests that purpose, your guardian responds with a level of courage that flips outcomes instantly. They remove risks before consequences land. They break paths meant for you. They swallow fear whole. Because your guardian lives by one code, courage must outweigh consequence every single time. Number 8. The flame your enemies can't extinguish. Your enemies keep trying to dim you, not knowing your guardian burns hotter every time they touch the switch. Your guardian isn't warm, gentle, or soft-spoken when it comes to protecting you. Their courage is fire, but not the candle kind. It's volcanic. It erupts when needed, melts obstacles, and scares the life out of anything foolish enough to move against you. Your enemies treat you like you're fragile, like your glow can be snuffed out with a little pressure. They have no idea that pressure is the exact fuel that makes your guardian burn brighter. Imagine this: a dark cave where everyone else's torch goes out, except one. Yours, and behind you stands the force holding that flame steady, shielding it from wind, from cold, from anything trying to swallow it. That flame is your courage. The shield is your guardian. And together, they're unstoppable. Some fires fade with time, yours grows teeth. Your enemies never understood this. They thought you'd collapse when life got heavy. They thought your strength would flicker when they whispered lies or threw dirt on your name. But every time darkness tried to swallow you, your guardian rose like a heat wave. They don't ask, what if this goes wrong? They don't pause to calculate the risk. They move because failure isn't on the table. They move because letting you fall is a violation of everything the universe wired into them. And maybe you've wondered, why do I still stand after so much? Why do I keep surviving fires that should have burned me out? Because your guardian doesn't sleep. Their fire doesn't cool. Their vigilance doesn't fade with time. When your strength dips, theirs spikes. When your path darkens, their flame expands until the shadows have nowhere left to run. Imagine metal forged in a furnace. The hotter the fire, the stronger the steel. That's you. Every heat wave you endured made you sharper. Every attack made you tougher. And your guardian? They are the furnace. Constant, relentless, unyielding. Your guardian wasn't built to rest. They were built to burn for you. Every silent interception, fueled by fire. Every protection you never saw, lit by fire. Every downfall your enemies suffered, scorched by that same fire. This isn't sentimental loyalty, it's primal purpose. It's the universe shaping a force that refuses to dim, refuses to hesitate, refuses to let your light die. Your guardian is the fire that never fades, and anyone who comes for you gets burned. Number 9, when the threat turns into your bodyguard. The universe loves irony, especially when the ones who wanted to break you end up defending you. Your enemies thought they were built to hurt you. They came in loud, confident, ready to play villain in your story, but getting close to your light did something they didn't expect. It cracked their ego. It burned through their lies. It exposed their weakness. Suddenly, the person they tried to destroy became the only person they respected. The universe flipped their role before they even realized the script changed. Imagine this: a wolf stalking a lion, thinking it's the predator, until it gets close enough to feel the heat of something far more powerful. That wolf doesn't attack, it bows. That's exactly what happened when your enemies got close enough to see who you really are. Their hate couldn't survive contact with your presence. Their illusions melted. Their intentions got rewritten. Some enemies don't switch sides. They just finally recognize the side they never stood a chance against. And maybe you're asking yourself, why would someone who tried to harm me suddenly protect me? Why would the universe twist the story like that? Because the universe wastes nothing, not even opposition. The ones who studied your weaknesses ended up learning your strengths. They saw the fire behind your calm, the force behind your silence, the guardian behind your shadow. And that kind of truth rewires people. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The heat that shapes the blade becomes the same heat that tempers the shield. Your enemies were the fire testing you, sharpening you, only to become the barrier that protects you later. The universe doesn't do randomness. It does reversals. The ones who wanted to ruin you became the ones who refused to let anyone else touch you. They mocked you before. Now they defend your name when you're not even around. They tried to wound you once. Now they stand in front of others to block the hit. They thought they were your downfall. They didn't realize they were training to become your shield. Opposition turned into loyalty. Resistance turned into reverence. What started as a threat transformed into protection. That's the plot twist the universe specializes in. Your enemies don't just lose. Sometimes they switch sides, and they guard you harder than anyone ever expected. Number 10, the protection that no one can challenge. Your guardian doesn't ask to protect you. They claim you like a territory the universe marked as untouchable. People like to pretend protection is something soft, something polite, something you earn, not for a chosen one, not for someone with a force locked and loaded behind them. Real guardianship isn't handed out, it's seized. It's instinct. It's the universe correcting the battlefield and placing warriors exactly where they're meant to stand, between you and anything stupid enough to try you. Imagine this, a hawk circling high above, watching every movement in the field. Long before danger even thinks about getting close, that hawk is already descending at full speed. That's your guardian. They don't wait for the threat to hit. They see the spark before the fire starts. They hear the footsteps before the attack forms. Their defense is so proactive, your enemies lose the fight before they even realize a war existed. For a chosen one, safety isn't a privilege. It's a law the universe enforces with force. And maybe you're wondering, why is my protection this intense? Why do people step toward me with bad intentions and fall apart before touching me? Because your guardian doesn't play defense. They play dominance. They don't build walls slowly. They drop them from the sky like fortresses that crush anything beneath them. No hesitation, no negotiation, no loopholes for your enemies to crawl through. Imagine a fortress with gates made of steel, but every brick is alive, sensing danger, tightening itself, becoming stronger each time someone tries to breach it. That's how your guardian operates. Their protection isn't passive. It expands. It adapts. It evolves around you like armor that learns every threat and upgrades itself instantly. The universe doesn't allow harm to touch what it considers sacred. Your destiny is not an open field. It's a guarded territory, a mapped zone, a protected realm. And your guardian stands at every border, every corner, every doorway. Their vigilance is relentless because your rise is non-negotiable. Your safety isn't a suggestion. It's a command encoded into cosmic structure. Guardians who claim you don't shield you out of emotion. They shield you out of purpose. They know what you're meant to become. They know what you're carrying. They know the cost of letting something unworthy get close. So when an enemy turns into a protector, it's not luck, it's alignment. It's the universe repositioning people exactly where they need to be. The ones who once tried to sabotage you now feel compelled to guard you. The ones who saw weakness now defend your strength. The ones who underestimated you now protect the very power they dismissed. Your guardian doesn't merely defend you, they own the responsibility, fiercely, instinctively, absolutely. And anyone who tries to breach what they guard learns one truth fast. Your safety isn't fragile, it's sacred. And sacred things are impossible to attack without facing consequences that hit back harder. Number 11. The promise that crushes every enemy. Your enemies never hear the storm coming because the universe only lets you hear the silence before it hits them. The wild part is, your enemies always think they're safe. They move around confidently, whispering trash, plotting nonsense, believing they're about to win something. Meanwhile, the universe is already loading consequences behind the scenes. By the time they realize a storm is forming, it's too late. The damage is already ripping through the parts of their life they thought were untouchable. Imagine this. Lightning strikes a tree, but the tree never heard a sound beforehand. That's your guardian style. Silent build-up, violent impact, zero warning. Every downfall your enemies faced, every random setback, every collapse that came out of nowhere, those weren't coincidences. Those were battles your guardian already fought and won before their schemes could touch you. What you call a miracle, the universe calls standard procedure. And maybe you've wondered, why do things fall apart for people who come for me? Why do their attacks fail even when I don't see them coming? Why do I walk away untouched from situations built to break me? Because your guardian doesn't wait for danger to grow teeth. They don't let threats mature. They intercept the moment something shifts out of alignment with your purpose. You're not just protected, you're pre-defended. Imagine a chessboard where every time someone tries to corner your king, their own pieces collapse mysteriously. Their strategy dissolves, their moves backfire. They think they're outplaying you, but the universe is playing the board, not them. The universe doesn't negotiate when it comes to you. It enforces. Your guardian's warfare is unseen, strategic, and surgical. You don't witness the fight because you're not meant to. You're meant to walk forward while the universe clears the battlefield. That's the cosmic guarantee. Your enemies never win, not because they fail, but because your guardian succeeds first. And your enemies never understood the truth. You were protected long before they ever planned their first move. The universe stays locked and loaded behind you, clearing paths they'll never see and ending battles you never had to fight. If you felt that truth in your chest, press the like button if you haven't already, and if you're still not part of our family, hit that subscribe button. Stay here, chosen one. Your rise is only getting started, and the universe isn't done proving exactly who stands behind you.